Okay, so today what we have here is the UnifyDrive UT2.
I have a lot of questions about this thing. He's the one who tested it.
Yes.
So into this video, I'm gonna
Ask questions.
ask questions and also learn what kind of product this is. Because from what he told me, this is something called a portable NAS.
Yes, this is a Kickstarter program as of now, the time of filming. I believe they are launching it within this few days after we publish the video.
Is this their first product?
I believe so, because based on whatever information I can gain from their website, they have two products, UT2 and
UT1.
UnifyDrive OS, the OS itself.
Oh, so there's no UT1.
Yeah, I don't know where is UT1, maybe it's their prototype, but they have two products. One is the hardware itself and the operating system, which is there.
I think the software is most important.
Yes,
go through that
because
later
NAS software is always important.
Yeah, the hardware is...
Yeah. Never mind. We can always talk about the software afterwards. But today, we are mostly going to focus on this particular product, which is a UnifyDrive. $399 US for this device without storage. So you are basically getting just the device itself and a lot of accessories.
Rubbery.
Yes. I think I will leave the accessories later on because
I saw some interesting things already.
Okay, first thing first is the UnifyDrive UT2 itself is an aluminium chassis with a silicone bumper case. Do I call it bumper case?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean this bumper case is quite important because you will have to protect this device itself, considering you are storing all your important data inside this thing.
Yes, and I think they are made for ruggedness. So
yeah, it reminds me of the Lazada.
Yes, there's one with the orange bumper case.
I don't know how to correctly pronounce the name, but the idea is that rugged, protected. That's the idea. So the entire thing, you can see there are plenty of I/O ports, but we will leave that later on. Okay, so the first thing you will notice underneath the unit itself is a cover that you can open with a single screw, which reveals two M.2 slots.
Ta-da! Oh.
Yes, you can install two NVMe SSD drives in this device, and it supports up to 16 terabytes, 2 times 8.
Okay.
So with two drives, you can pretty much store a lot of different things. You can configure whether it's a basic drive or RAID 1. For a device like this, a lot of people would think that it is just a SSD enclosure. But there's more than that. It does
look like it.
Yeah, there's more than that. So what brings us to the portable NAS is that they have their own processing unit, CPU, RAM, and then of course with their operating system. So when we talk about the processing power, they have ARM chip. The CPU they're using here is called a ROC chip, RK3588C. So they are actually using the,
Cortex A76 and A55.
Yes, they're using A76 and A55, and it's very similar to Dimensity 800, Snapdragon 855, Kirin 980.
Yeah,
that was like 4 years ago stuff. But then this chip was launched in, I think it's 2022. For a device like this, you get 8-core processor, and you get 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. 8 gigabytes is more than a lot of your stationary NAS.
Yes, correct.
RAM.
Most of them, they just let you give you expandable slots.
Yeah, 2 gigabytes built-in soldered to the motherboard. This one, of course, is also soldered, but you get 8 gigabytes of them. And what makes it unique is that as a portable NAS, of course, you can see here you have a RJ45 Ethernet port, 2.5 gigabits.
Oh.
You can directly connect it to your router. They also have Wi-Fi built in.
Okay, so that's why you got the Wi-Fi indicator.
Yeah, Wi-Fi indicator over here. They also have Bluetooth, but the Bluetooth is mostly for the app to communicate with this device. And with Wi-Fi, that means I can immediately turn on this portable NAS and it will connect to my router, Wi-Fi. Then I can bring it around my house. Unlike your stationary box NAS,
Okay.
you have to like place it somewhere.
So that's the portable part.
Yes, the portable part. Because on top of that, the Wi-Fi antenna, the Wi-Fi controller inside, you can also configure this UT2 as your access point.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, if you want to use this device as your access point, yes, you can do it. But the most obvious reason I can think of, the use case here, is that when you bring this out to your project, off location, on location shooting or what, you can immediately turn this on as an access point. Your mobile phone connect to this thing, or your laptop can connect to this thing. Then you can immediately access all your stuff, your files.
Okay.
From here.
Can I connect my phone using USB tethering?
Yes, you can. Because obviously you can see that there are two different USB Type-C ports.
Yes.
So the red color one is mainly for power charging. And then this one is a USB 3.2 Gen 2.
Okay, so 10 gigabits.
Yes. So you can access, basically use this thing as a external hard disk or external SSD, external storage.
So you need to have the power port.
You will need to turn on the device so that you can access the files in it.
Okay.
Because by just connecting the USB Type-C port from here to your laptop or PC, it's not enough power to turn it on. On top of that, because of the partition on the drive is separated, so you will have to like turn on so that OS will manage the files.
Understand. So you have to go through the software before accessing the hard disk.
Yes,
the SSD.
You are correct. And that also means, like I said, this device is mainly used for portability in mind. That's why you can see all the ports here. You can see a Type A port, Type C port. Basically, Type A port, you can also like connect your other storage devices, then directly access the files from the other storage into here. And then you can also see you have a SD card slot and a CF Express.
Yes, that's very rare to see.
Okay, why this is so important is that the SD card is like when you go out shooting, when you fill up your SD card, then you can immediately back up into your...
Just offload everything.
Yes, offload everything without any issue. And it supports like CF Express Type B and Type A.
Can you set automation so you just plug in everything, offload?
You can... No, there's this button here you need to press. First of all, you need to power on the device. And then you slot in your SD card and then you double press the backup button. And then they can copy the files and folder to your designated location. So you can pre-configure everything.
Okay. Does it have any beeping or whatever to tell you finish?
Yes, they do have the voice noise or beep notification, something like that. So here is CF Express Type Type A to Type B adapter. So Type B is bigger than Type A. So Type B is 24. So if you can like just slot this in here and then you can use it.
So they give you a converter.
They give you a converter because at least nowadays those modern higher end cameras, they are using CF Express.
Why?
Yes, HDMI port. Why? Initially I also thought like why we need a HDMI port on this thing, but did you remember this thing is basically a ARM-based computer? But they are not really treating it as a computer as your use case here. But the way they do it is that they also provided like a HDMI cable.
Come. I want to see all the accessories because I see some weird stuff.
HDMI cable and this remote control. Sir, remote control. Yes, you can directly connect the UT2 to any display through HDMI port, or you can also connect through the USB Type-C port with display port output directly to any display that supports the protocol. Then you can treat it like a media player. They can access your files in it and then play back videos. Or you can bring this to, let's say, presentation. You have PowerPoint files. you can use it to present, display your PowerPoint files from there on.
Interesting.
Yes. Other than that, the package also includes a PD gun charger, 33 watt. I guess this is a bad idea, but just bear with us for the time being.
Yes, I should remove this. First question, have you charged this thing?
Yes.
How long will it last?
Turn on. Okay, so the battery life of this device, it's very dependent on what you do with it. Even though the official documentation, they say it can last for like 40 minutes, based on my usage, I can get about 1 hour and a half. Out of, if I'm using it as a normal like portable NAS usage. But I haven't fully tested like how long you can use in the media mode. How they address this battery life is a bit different. They don't call it battery life. They call it UPS, uninterrupted power supply. Technically it is UPS. When you have let's say you plug into a power source and then somehow your power cut out.
Yes, and you still have access.
You still have access to everything. That's why UPS. So built-in UPS.
So you can see the LEDs blinking. These are the status. You got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
What is 1 and 2?
This 1 and this 2 status.
Now
I only got like one SSD in it.
That's why you see the LED.
So now you can see that we haven't connected to Wi-Fi, but doesn't matter. This one is like
what did you back up? Everything.
This is a backup of my phone photos.
So better not to open.
Because the media player, they actually supports the movie database for all the metadata of your movies and everything. However, you will need to like register an account on the TMDB so that you get an API key. Then you can only, the UnifyDrive can only query all the metadata from the TMDB server.
So they say they auto-organize for you.
Then they auto-organize, just like your Plex. Yes, exactly. But I did not configure anything. So right now, at least I got some files in the NAS here, which is if I check the UD flash drive inside this one. So
what do you mean by external?
Why they recognize it as external? Because when you configure a external accessible storage, it is a different partition within your SSD.
Okay.
I think they could improve on the user interface is that they should add like a battery percentage indicator.
Yes, I'm also very curious. Interface. This thing is smooth. Instant.
Yes.
If I seek, the interface is not particularly the best here. I don't know what I'm highlighting.
Yeah, they could have do better here, but for something everything integrated like this,
it's really good.
It's really good in this idea.
So one main thing I can think of is that I go to my client, I'm gonna show them some stuff. So I just take the HDMI cable,
plug in, turn on your stuff.
But I have to remember to use this app.
Otherwise,
can I control using the app?
Yes, you can control using the app.
Okay,
so
good
in
enough.
case you lose this, you still can use your app to control.
Okay.
So that brings us to the app.
Yes, show me the app.
Okay, I need
because this thing, I think the functionality is limited on HDMI mode. One thing I want to suggest. It would be best if there's some sort of PowerPoint or PDF reader. So,
it is PowerPoint.
No, as in PPTX file. Reading that. Yes. Or maybe just PDF. Then I can go to my client there, plug this in, and you can read even more files. Or show them contracts or whatever. Yes.
So, UnifyDrive. So, the moment you launch the app itself, you are greeted with this dashboard. You are shown with the overall health of the UT2 device and all the apps and everything else here. To show you a better idea is like if you can have a glance through these all apps screen, you can see you have like all the files, backup, photos, movies, notepads, storage, monitoring. Basically, like just like some of those popular NAS operating system, you have like most of these important features. So now we just need to like get an idea about from the setting itself. Okay, UD-Link is very important here because this is basically like UD-Link is basically a feature so that you can access the NAS remotely.
Oh, like something like the Quick Connect.
Quick Connect, yes. Something like Quick Connect, so that you just need to like input the ID, then they have their own dynamic DNS. Then they can link it back to your NAS at home.
Okay.
So right now, my storage is basically just a single 500 gigs of NVMe drive. So I don't configure it as a RAID or anything, just a basic.
What options are available?
I believe they have like 3 options. Basic, RAID 1, and they have their own RAID, which is called UDR. Yeah. But UDR is a bit different from RAID 1, because from what I understand is that UDR, you can selectively select what to back up and what to ignore, so that you can save more space on your SSD storage.
So you can throw out metadata that you don't need.
You can ignore some of those stuff that you don't need to duplicate. I mean, that's pretty much the concept. Okay. Like just now I mentioned the flash drive mode. You can see that my drive is like 470 over gigabytes, and I configured like 50 gigabytes for the flash drive. Here's the thing, it is a different partition on the storage. You can see they are using different, so that the way when you connect and access, that means the moment you plug it into your PC, you can only access the 50 gigabytes partition. However, when you use the UD drive and everything, you can access to all the partition files. So there are some pros and cons on this. As you can say, when you connect to a PC, it kind of like defeats the purpose of having like other 400 gigabytes of storage inaccessible.
Yes, correct.
But it is what it is, because like there are 2 different system partitions to handle all the stuff.
Can you combine both? Or can you not?
I mean, you can, or you can directly disable it so that you don't use it altogether. I mean,
when you plug in the USB drive, then you directly go to the main SSD.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, since this is a portable NAS, why don't you just directly access it through the network? Right.
Sometimes if you're using it outdoors, it's not that convenient.
That's why they have their own access point.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's why the whole thing is portable, so that you can access your files anywhere, anytime. Even when you go somewhere, let's say in the middle of the jungle without network, you just power on this thing, turn on the Wi-Fi access point, then your laptop can use Wi-Fi, connect to this, and then do a lot of stuff. And then when you look at here, like file sharing, definitely, as usual, you have a lot of different protocols.
All of the standard ones.
All the standard ones is available.
I want to see
Yes, external drive. Basically, whatever stuff you connected to it, the device here, you can see here.
Let's just say, since there's so many ports here, can I transfer, for example, from CF Express to SD card using this?
CF Express to the SD card from here?
Yes.
This one, never tried before.
Okay, we shall try later.
But this is something you need to understand to work it out. And then network, nothing much to talk about. You have like 2.5 gigabits Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and impressively, they have like port forwarding, everything configured. Even the interface is quite amazing.
Simple to use.
Yes. So
they literally built in a router, a NAS.
Yes.
And then file management system.
They are just missing one thing. A SIM card slot.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
USB desktop.
No, this is HDMI desktop.
Oh, HDMI desktop.
Yeah, just now this is exactly the one we are using now, the HDMI desktop.
Or wallpaper, you can change wallpaper. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. So Bluetooth remote pairing, you can...
Yeah, the remote is using Bluetooth.
Okay. Indicator, light and fan.
Basically, the light.
There's a fan here.
Yeah, there's a fan. That's why you can see there's a vent.
You know, this design reminds me of the Nintendo Switch. They have the vent somewhere near here. Joy-Cons go here.
Oh yeah, correct. You can configure the light and fans if you want to let it to go a bit more cooler, then you can adjust it.
Okay.
But right now you have only two options, auto and cool. There's no silent mode.
But if auto works, then
I mean, if auto really works, it just works
don't
just
really
fine.
care much.
I mean, the schedule power off, you can also set it to power off. But I mean, for SSD, NAS, this kind of device, I don't really recommend turning them. I mean, go through all the power cycles. It's not really a good idea.
Because you do need some time to boot up.
Yeah. And then UPS, I mean, they call it UPS, the built-in UPS. Right now, we have 70% left. So you can configure when to shut down the device. Whether you want to shut down when the battery is below 15% or after power loss. Power loss as in let's say you set at 30 minutes. So the moment there's a power loss, 30 minutes, then they will auto shut down.
It seems like this thing has a battery, but then they don't recommend you to use on battery sometimes.
Sometimes. I mean, it really depends on your use case. If you plan to turn it on most of the time, then definitely you will want to make sure you use this other 4 options. Yeah, let's say 30 or 10 minutes because you most of the time, let's say you just plug it in and then use it. And then there's let's say during the weekend, you have a job, you need to go out to do shooting or what, then you probably need to remember to configure it to shut down when battery is below 15%. Because this is the time when you go out and you actually use it to transfer files, backup files. And then sometimes when you are just working, you forgot about the UT2, you turn it on. So you have when the battery is below 15%, safely shut down. It's still good. Even you forgot, leave it power on, it will shut down. So keep your files safe.
Okay, interesting. I want to see what other features you have. Seems pretty okay. Oh, you got auto startup and after power restoration.
Yes, correct. If you 30 minutes later it shut down, then there's a power back on. Then you turn on. Yes.
Okay,
correct.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of those are files they are sorting and indexing.
Yeah, they can manage identical file names to prevent conflict, all of those
very
stuff.
Important. They have all of those basic stuff built in. Quite amazing.
Yes.
I should say. So if you go back, even if you just plan to use it as a basic photo backup for your phones, it works just fine, no problem at all. I configure backup photos immediately over the network to the NAS. Yes, everything is done in the background without any manual intervention.
And you can see all the Wi-Fi details.
Yes, that's why I say the development the app development is really well done on their side. That's why I say they have two different products. One is the hardware itself, the other one is the software. I think the software team has done an excellent job.
Yes, and since it paired so well with the NAS, I think it's gonna take some time to perfect it, but so far it is very usable.
Yes.
Already very good out of the box.
On top of that, you can also use Docker to do even more crazy things.
Where?
Right now, I have not installed any Docker yet.
Does it have a web interface or only app?
Okay, here's something I wish they could do better. Like you mentioned, the web interface is non-existent as of now. You will need to use the app to configure the NAS, all the settings. Because on day one when I received this hardware, the software, the app itself is not ready yet.
Okay.
So I couldn't do anything, even though I planned to connect the Ethernet cable to my router so that I can access directly through IP address, but
How possible?
no, it doesn't really do anything.
Did they say they're trying to bring it or no roadmap?
Still no roadmap for now.
Okay.
So yes.
So to recap, this button is to quickly transfer stuff. You can configure it on the app.
Correct.
Okay. And then this button is for turning on Wi-Fi.
Yes, this is to you can turn on the Wi-Fi, change the Wi-Fi mode to AP or client mode.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
That's why this is a very deep topic if you really want to go into dive deep into each individual features. For this video right now, we have only this much of time available for us to understand.
It's gonna be half an hour.
This is going to be half an hour video. So in short, for $399 just for the device itself, I think this is a very compelling option if you are looking for something better, something that do more than just a external SSD enclosure.
Okay, so you have file management system,
you have file management,
router,
wireless
access point, and you can kind of make it into a
media player.
Yeah, and then if you plug in a phone, then you can become literally a wireless internet point.
In future, they say, because this is ARM based, they also say they can emulate Android operating system.
You should be able to.
Yes.
And then you got Docker. I don't know how you're gonna set it up through phone. Gonna be a pain.
Yeah.
But okay, possible. The media player here, I mean, it works now, but having presentation files like PowerPoint,
they can access to PPT, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, as a native, you can just use this and click to go next slide. Even better.
Yeah. $399 I think is a decent price for this.
Multifunctional.
But, you just need to understand your use case, whether do you need a portable NAS or not. Yes. If you need a portable NAS, if you are a creator or if you are a photographer, wedding photographer, event photographer, this is an excellent device for you to bring to your job. Should take out an SD card, backup immediately so that you have 2 copies at the location immediately. In case anything happens to an SD card, you still have a copy on your portable NAS. So amazing. I think that's all for this video right now. If you guys are interested to learn more, any particular specific feature of this UT2, you can leave it down in the comment section below. Maybe in the future we will look into that particular feature and
have a follow-up.
Yeah, have a follow-up video on that.
Yeah.
So
there's just way too many things going on with this thing.
Yeah. So I hope you guys have learned something new about this thing. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Not that big some more.
Yes.